Hello, Patrick, the trusty huckster out there in Chicago.
And hello, Scott from Old Curiosity Shop outside Philadelphia. How are you today?
I am lovely. And yourself?
I am very hot. we
Well,
are in the we're in the middle of that heat dome that's covering, and I think it's headed your way. I don't know if you're as quite as hot as it here, but it's I know it's covering a big chunk of the country right now. So we were well into the 90s with very high humidity the last couple of days.
yeah, it's here. Um,
I'm hoping it cools down your way because I'm actually going to be, I didn't even tell you this, I'm actually going to be in Philadelphia this weekend. So, but for work. So I'm not gonna be able to see you. But
what, you don't have time for a coffee or a beer?
well, if you want to come into the city, I won't have a car. But
Sure, I'm right across the river.
yeah, so we're watching the weather, hoping it'll cool down because I'll be in a suit the whole time. I'm like, come on, don't make it so hot.
Yes, well, I'll tell you this. The glorious thing, I did look ahead. It's weird because it's like flirting right around 100 for the next 2 days. And then Friday, the high is 79.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
I love the East. I love living up here in the Northeast because we get that. Hey, everybody, welcome. Patrick and I are having our own chit chat. Wait a minute. There we go. It is good to see everyone. And I guess I have a little bit of, I got a couple things to say. One is thank you so much, everybody, for being here tonight. This is good. Hey, it's just me and Patrick and the Unbreakables. Now, listen, tonight is going to be a little, I just dropped a drop sale, which wasn't supposed to drop when it dropped, but it dropped. So I'm like a madman staying right on top of it. So what I've asked Patrick to do is, would he sell the first 3 items? And that will give me a few extra minutes to attend to this other business just to get that out of the way. Then I'll calm down as much as I calm down. And then I'll come in. And I think everybody, Patrick, you tell them, but everybody here, I think well, I shouldn't say that. Most folks know what's going on.
There might be some newbies, so we'll cover some things and be sure to be on the lookout for your moderators in the chat. If people have questions, we'll always help everybody out.
Right.
So yes, so when it rains, it pours. So Scott's got to keep himself busy for a little bit. Happy to entertain. So really, I'll just do the quick overviews from both sides. If Scott, if you want to just give me full screen, and then we'll come back after my third item.
I will. So you're ready to get started.
Yep.
Okay. So before I do that though, but then just once again, thank you moderators that are out there moderating. I see the Revive It Sisters, Old Hadley Vintage, and Karen Williams have wrenches, and they're going to be helping out in the chat. If there are any questions, please allow them to address those questions. And really anything else that needs to be handled, they know what to do. Patrick,
yep.
I'll enlarge you.
And most of you probably know the general rules of the game. But as a quick overview, remember that Scott ships from, we just hinted at it, but Scott ships from outside Philadelphia. I ship from outside Chicago. The prices you pay tonight do not include shipping, so we'll do our best to give you the best prices on shipping. If you've never purchased from us before, send us emails to the email addresses that will show here or will show in the chat from the moderators that with all of your shipping information. And I will say Scott is usually much better at doing invoicing than I am. Scott will probably have his invoices out by tomorrow. I will do my best to have them out in the next couple of days. But for those who pay close attention, I have a different backdrop. I am in the process of moving. My house sold in 2 days. So yay. And it sold for more than asking. So they've got to do the inspection and everything, but we think we're going to be good. But I'm in the process of shifting everything. And I'm a little schizophrenic right now. So I grabbed enough to be able to do the sale, but some of my shipping stuff is still at my old place. My scale is still at my old place. My tape is still at my old place. So it's going to be a little bit harried as I figure out shipping. So bear with me. I'm usually slower than him anyway, but I will try and get them done. And the benefit of Unbreakables, most of what I'm selling is relatively easy to ship. I think I've got maybe one exception this time. But if you've never been here before, a really quick overview. Everything is the highest offer. So we will start you with a price. There will be a start that appears in the chat. I do encourage, if you're following with your mobile, that you're in live chat instead of top chat. So that way you do see everything. We will be giving you a starting price. People will be bidding, hopefully, in the chat. We will do a countdown. The reason there is a countdown is because Scott and I can see each other in a much faster time zone or time period than usually about a 10-second lag for everybody else. So we will be watching on our videos. I'm watching on YouTube, see what that lag looks like. We will then hit stop. There are tricks to try and get sneak in and grab things when you can. You're welcome trying, it's called sniping, grab something at the end. But if stop comes across the chat and your bid comes after that, does not matter what that bid is, the person who has the highest bid before the word stop appears in the chat is the person who will claim it. So just keep that in mind. You can do any increments you want, and you could just jump in and say, hey, I'm willing to pay this, and maybe you'll scare everybody else away. Totally up to you, but we're here to have fun. If you don't bid on anything, that's fine. Join the chat. We may ask you questions. We may talk about things. And one of the things I'm starting off with is something for everyone to go back in time and see the flashbacks of hairnets. So this one is a $10 start for a set of 3 vintage hairnets. And check out some of the images. So I don't know if we've got anybody in the chat that would have been doing their hairs back in the 30s, but that's what I'm thinking she is from. Beautiful Veneta fringe net. On the back, it says it's from the Riser Company, New York. This Veneta hat has been sterilized. So this one has been open. I'm not going to try and play around with, but it does come in like a little cellophane. Well, I don't know if it's felt cellophane, but like a little folder to hold. And you can kind of maybe see a little bit of it there through the light. See the hairnet that's going in there. This one, it's all about the graphics. Yeah, if you want to try and use the hairnet, have fun. But I think they'd probably be pretty brittle, but you never know. It's all about the graphics. And this one is absolutely gorgeous. Be aware there is a slight split on the side. You get all 3 of these. So you get that one. You get this much simpler one. This is, I'd say, later, but might actually with that bob, that might still be a 30s. So this one is the Empress hairnet. And this one is still sealed. So this one is actually still wrapped up, and you may not be able to see it here, but I can see there is a outline that the hairnet is still in there. And then this one might be getting into the 50s or 60s. I don't know. It might be older. Actually it says double mesh bobbed with elastic, the net with the graduating meshes, super vogue human hair net. But you read that the wrong way, it makes it sound odd. Copyright 1943. So there we go. We got our date on it. And on the back of this, even got graphics on the back. So this is the GHS Corporation Super Vogue Guarantee. Got this great butterfly and flower basket on the back. See a little discoloration right where the glue was. So it's probably just oxidized a little bit. So more importantly, the front, you have a little bit of oxidation that kind of bled through. You can see in where the corner, where that glue from the, I can do this. Follow the line. All right, that's harder than you think in the mirror. Where you do see a little discoloration that came through, but you still have some beautiful graphics. So again, you get all 3 of these, the Super Vogue hairnet, the Empress hairnet, and the Veneta fringe net. You get all those for, looks like going price right now is 15. So we're going to do a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Oops, that's upside down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Most people look terrible in a hairnet. That's a good point, Randy. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know. Is that designed for when you're sleeping? Maybe you're supposed to be wearing the hairnet. I don't think it was for being out in social. Although I just did a show. It was I'm trying to watch my lag here. Just did a show that was a period show set in 1948. And they were wearing the, Scott will remember what they're called, you guys. What's the hair? Oh, okay, just saw the thing. Wait, gotta do my stop. And stop. What's the thing that the hair is like gathered in as a snood, I think? Hair snood, is that what it's called? So they had like kind of hair, not really barrettes, but something like holding it, and then this like hooked, and their hair was tucked into it like a bag. So they were looking very period in their, we did the Hitchcock's Rope. We just did the stage version of that, and I played the Jimmy Stewart role. All right, so I saw the stop go through. I think Jeffrey was the only bid on that. So thanks to Old Hadley Vintage. And he gets those for $15. All right, going to start my next item. We normally just go back and forth, but Scott needed a couple of times. Ooh, the hair rat. Yes. So that was when everyone sells those hair accessories for the dressing table, the little hair receiver. Got to catch your hair out of your comb and then put it into your hair rat so you can get those big puffy hairs. All right. This next one is another $10 start. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat. And what this one is we're into some ephemera. I have a lot of ephemera tonight. It is kind of a eclectic mix in my sale because literally it was what could I find when I was grabbing stuff out of my storage. So this one is ephemera, and it is a set of 4 19th century books. So you can see there's a Young Folks Library or Choice Literature. You can see right at the top, July 15th, 1897. So I will admit the titles are not ones that I'm particularly familiar with. You do get all 4 of these for the money. Now, I want to make sure I hit condition first before people start bidding. A couple of them, including this one that I happen to grab first, the cover has split off of it. So it's here, but it has separated. So be aware. 2 of them have a split cover and 2 of them, the covers are intact. So we've got Cyrus. I'll show you the titles first. Cyrus W. Field. I do not know this one. S.F.B. Morse, The Story of the Telegraph. That one has an intact cover. This one also has an intact cover. This one is slightly different. Oh, no, wait. No, it is not the same. That's why the cover looked different. This one is Peter Cooper. And this one, the back cover is still caught in the staple, but the front has split off of it. And the last one is fully intact. It is General Putnam. So you can see at the top, all of them have dates. All of them are from 1895. So these little booklets, on the back of this one for General Putnam, it says History and Patriotism for Primary and Intermediate Grades, Story of Colonial Children. And then inside, I don't know if these were designed. I'm not familiar with this series. So the Young Folks Library of Choice Literature. I think I said Young Folks Library of Choice Literature. There's this whole list of the books that were included or that were available from it. Aesop's Fables, Grimm's Fairy Tales, Stories from Garden and Field, Story of Lincoln, Story of Franklin. So all kinds of histories. I'm not sure. It's a fairly large font. So I'm not sure if this was designed for maybe early readers for teaching. The sentences are somewhat long. So I'm not sure if it was to teach them to read. So I can just random a sentence. Some people think sharp wits are as good as an education. All right, that's a relatively, education might be a big word. Sometimes the snowdrifts were very deep. Sometimes the old farmhouse would be snowed in days at a time. So each sentence is actually a different paragraph. So this might be like early readers, like kind of like an early chapter book, but there are some great graphics in here, some really nice illustrations. This was Hanging from the Tree from an old print. So it's an old print that then they reprinted into here. You know, some pictures, some images of boys chasing each other. His face was black with smoke, and so then a new paragraph. But Putnam did not care. He had killed the wolf. Then the next paragraph. From that day, the farmers looked upon Putnam as a hero. New paragraph. Every farmer in Connecticut was told of his brave act. So it's very simplified, even though some of the words might be more sophisticated than what we'd see in a chapter book now. So I think that's what they were. So April, December, October, and July. Oh, actually, I take that back. So 1895, 1896, and 1897. So they all, and I don't know, I have no idea who Cyrus W. Field was. Oh, Cyrus W. Field. The Story of the Atlantic Cable.
Aha.
Fascinating reading. Right off the bat, this story may be said to be the most wonderful of all true stories. You remember the story of Aladdin? He was able to do wonderful things by the help of a very old brass lamp. The Aladdin of this story was an American citizen, and his lamp too was a very old lamp. So old is his lamp that many forget to use it when they wish for something very much indeed. The name of Mr. Field's lamp was Perseverance. Ooh, so we've got a motivational speech going into it. It has always seemed harder when a mother and child are separated. And here in this old world of ours, Mother England had long been separated from her great daughter, Miss America. All right, that's a sentence I don't think I've ever read before. For between these two lies the great Atlantic Ocean. To be sure, steamships were always passing backward and forward, but how slowly they carried the news. All right, so we're talking about laying the Atlantic telegraph cable.
Yeah.
So, hey, you could learn something, but I don't know. These are the types of things that I like when you start doing. I love just 19th century ephemera because you just do some really cool, like you could do an American, like a 4th of July vignette, and suddenly you've got something about, you got the story of the telegraph and the Atlantic cable. You could do a whole communication vignette. I do think a bid came through. So I'm going to go ahead and go count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. I will watch for my lag here. And this is a reminder too, Scott is not active on social media, so it's a little bit harder for him to then share the love, but I'm a big fan. If people buy stuff from me and then do displays or they frame it and put it in their homes, I love when you share that with me on social media. Okay, I saw my fist go up or my hands go up. 2, 1. Okay, we got to stop. And I try to post that and share that on my social media as well, because you got to live with antiques. And right now you got to be able to figure out creative ways of using ephemera, because it doesn't do anybody good just sitting in a drawer. Sometimes it's interesting, but it's much more interesting if you put it on your walls and people see it. If you follow me on social media, I've started framing my cruise menu collection. I've hung that in Raja and my place in the kitchen. And so we had a dinner party the other night. We had a Friday the 13th dinner party. And everyone is obsessed with, I have all of the June menus that were up there. They're all trying to find the oldest one, looking at all the food that was available in 1923, what was being served on cruise ships back then. Hey, all about communication, all about conversation. And trust me, you will never have another one. No one else will have these. So I did see that went to the opening bid to Sharon Elaine. So thank you, Sharon. I am not recognizing your name immediately, and so I apologize if you are a regular, but just make sure you send me an email so I have your shipping information, so I make sure you can get those children's books. And I will have a couple other children's books, ephemera, more traditional, like these were kind of special, but these are older. All right, third item, moving away from ephemera and hairnets, and then Scott will come on.
Yep, I'll be ready.
Yep, so I got one more thing.
Yep.
Oh, thanks, Sharon. You bought a tablecloth. I do have a tablecloth tonight as well. All right. I just mentioned I came off of a period show. This came off of the set. One of the benefits of trying to pack up my house for a period and then doing a period show at the same time, things just made a detour to the set and now they're here. And so I'm unpacking my car. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to sell this. So this is a $20 start. Let me put that in the chat. It is a phone, $20 start. And this is, we used it as a house phone because if you look really carefully, what do we all notice about this? First thing everyone on the set noticed, like, whoa, the push button phone. It's modern. It's current. Why do you have that? Why would we want that? I'm like, would you look at the freaking phone? There are only 8 buttons. This is not a phone. Or a traditional phone. This is a house phone. So this would have generated, like in a hotel, in a business, 1 would have been the front desk, 2 could have been the kitchen, 3 could have been the garage, whatever. There is no 0, there is no 9. So this is not, even with the old phone numbers, you would have had every number, every digit. So this was not designed to dial out somebody's phone. These were all hard connected to something, and I would say most likely into a building. I don't think that this would be sophisticated enough to be able to connect even down the street. Now KP is saying you did dial this. If she knows that, that's great. regardless, it is a period phone. This is not like one of those 80s renewals. This one, let me take it off the cradle so I don't drop it. This one has the cheat sheet on it. Come on, we can focus. And it actually shows number 8 was the Cove House. Number 7 was the laundry. Number 6 was the second floor something. 5 was the kitchen. 4 was the office. 3 was something Nancy and Ed, it looks like. 2 was Al's room, and 1 was Haley's room. So this was designed to hit the button and it would connect to those rooms. One of my favorite films is Philadelphia Story. Absolutely love that movie. Type of phone they had where you picked it up, hit the button, and suddenly you were in the stable, you know, whatever. You're like, oh, look, you can call the stable. Like, oh, that's so you don't have to have the horses in the house. You know, I love some of the lines from that. So yeah, so it'd just be an internal, maybe for a hotel, maybe for an office, or, you know, a really big house. So I think I saw a couple bids come through. Just a couple things on condition, as you would expect. There's a little split on the cloth wrap of the cord, but you do still have, very long, you do still have the original connection cable cord. So you've got the cord to connect it to the wall, and then a fairly long phone cable cord that, you know, has a little bit of wear to it. The cradle has the extra, look at that little extra angle in the mouthpiece. So you've got that. And yes, Randy, Cary Grant was great in that movie. And then there is a nameplate on the back. Okay, let's see if I can see it. SH Couch Company Incorporated, North Quincy, Massachusetts. And there is a catalog number of 5987. And Christina, that is an excellent question. I cannot name it. I'm not going to claim that these are Bakelite buttons. I do not have a test kit to prove, and it's old enough that I can't, you know, and they're small enough, I can't do like the rub test to see what they smell like. I would say this is 30s or 40s. It could be earlier, but I really can't tell you. And I base the 30s and the 40s based on that nameplate. I think that is late enough. That industrial style, I'm thinking, is going a little bit more into 30s, 40s. So, really quick, making sure there's no other questions since I was distracted trying to show you the phone. Christina asked if it was the 30s. For the house staff, house intercom system. Yeah, so what was that one that I couldn't read when I was trying to read it back? Second floor. It looks like Bernice. Second floor. Oh, maybe it says service. Cove House, laundry, second floor service, kitchen, office. But then it says Nancy and Ed, Al's room, and Haley's room. So I do think this is for a house. And since it says Al's room, I wouldn't think that was a servant. So this is probably, maybe this wasn't necessarily just for the servants to use, that this might have just been connecting. So anyway, I hope I didn't miss any other questions. I am going to start counting it down. And yes, I had a couple of people at 20. So I had to see if anyone, just so we were clear, the first person I saw at 20 was Back in the Day Finds. So Lori and Robert are at 20. KP, I saw you come in at 20 right after that, and then you repeated your 20 farther down. So I still am only seeing 20, and that is actually for Robert. And thank you, Karen, for clarifying that. So I am going to, so KP, you're always going to show yourself first, because your internet connection is always the fastest. So we do have to go off of what the moderators are seeing. And luckily, moderators are seeing what I'm seeing. So I do see Robert from Back in the Day Finds is ahead of you at 20. So all good. So KP just bumped up to 21. I am going to do the countdown. 10. Didn't mean to take this long. Sorry, Scott. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And we will see if Robert comes back. I'm watching for the lag. To be perfectly honest, thought it would go for a little bit more than that, but that's okay. All right, my hand just went up. And I'm stopping. Okay. All right. Wait. I did see Karen come in before the stop, but back in the day, fines had already bumped it up to 31. So they were the highest. So the phone goes for $31 to back in the day fines. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And we will see. And thanks for our sister for verifying that. And now Scott is back, so he can.
That was a deal on that telephone.
I know. I kind of thought there'd be more of that, but that's okay. Not everyone wants a phone. And hey, now I don't have to put it in a box. I took it out of my car. It's here. I'm going to ship it to you, and I don't have to deal with it again. This is from my personal phone collection, though. I have others that I will be selling later.
It was lovely. Okay, I'm back. I've placed my start at $22, and I'm selling this because I just don't use it. Oh my goodness, you know what it is. $22. How difficult do you think it is to find a 1930s, let's say pre-World War II, watering can in that condition? Why do I think it's pre-World War II? The color and the decal. This is just screaming. What are those, crocus? I don't know. But it's just telling us that that's the era that it's from, with that kind of a decal on there. It is in wonderful condition, original paint. And of course, as you know, what happened to most of these things? Scrapped for the war. People would go drive through the towns collecting metal. It breaks my heart every time I see those old videos of tin phonograph horns and all monitor top refrigerators. But we won the war. Okay, so I say we. I didn't do anything. So hip, hip, hooray for the metal drives back in those days. But that survived. I don't use it. I bought it. It's a decorative thing. It sits out on my front porch. And I don't do any little dainty, African violet type watering. So I'm happy to see if we can pass this on to someone else. Now, I have a suggestion. You don't have to take it. If you are the new owner, I would suggest you go to the hardware store and get yourself a can of lacquer. Now, hold on. It can be lacquer. It can be shellac. It's just a sealant. You just take it and just lightly mist it. What'll that do? That'll put a nice protective coating over it. It will help this to stay nice and shiny, okay? It won't shine it. Don't think, oh, he's telling us to polyurethane it. I didn't say that. Just a nice, like a satin eggshell. Just dust it. It will protect this. It's not rusted inside or out, but that will help just keep it like that. It'll give it a nice sort of eggshell shine. It's kind of shiny now because you can see it. No, it will not turn yellow. I have done this my whole life. Trust me. It will not turn yellow. And it really will help preserve this, just to give it a nice mist of a spray lacquer. And you can go to the hardware store and get it. It won't hurt it. It won't damage it. Or leave it the way it is. But if you plan on using it, and it's going to be sort of out on the porch or wherever, you might want to just preserve the paint that way. But
just really quick, in case this comment comes in time, Kentucky Digger Steve, you just bid something that KP had bid previously and quite a bit later. So you might need to refresh, and you might not be in live chat. So just be careful of that. Because we've got KP as the highest bid right now for $25.
I will count down this delightful little Depression era, 1930s, 40s watering can, and
so it's really a South Jersey. It's a South Jersey. It's a watering, not a watering can. It's a watering can.
See, that is so funny because you can't say it, and I can't say water. I can't say. I can't say, Patrick. I can't. I've tried. May I have a glass of water? Water. I can't do it. It's not natural. I feel like I'm putting on an accent.
Water
gives us away. Delaware Valley, South Jersey, Philly, water.
You can lose everything else, but water will always give you
I
away.
have gotten most of the South Jersey twang out of my, I don't say call me on the phone and we'll get in the Oldsmobile and drive down the ocean and have some coleslaw. That's very South Jersey, Philly, Delaware Valley. I don't talk like that. Not that there's anything wrong with it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And honestly, leave it the way it is, but a little misting of some spray lacquer will not hurt this. I've done it with radio escutcheons. I've done it my whole life with metal surfaces that you don't want to corrode and that kind of thing. Oh, I better put the stop in there.
No, I'm watching you, and I've got a really bad lag, but here we go. Hands just went out. Okay.
Yeah, I put it in. I'm sitting here running my lips.
We both hit. Well, we both say it at the same time.
And the watering can, the charming little watering can goes to, is it Cheryl or
I'm
Cheryl?
refreshing it, and yeah, it looks like it looks like Christina, you came in after actually both of our stops. So yeah, it was a Cheryl Miller for 40.
Cheryl or Cheryl, I don't know how to say it. Miller, Cheryl Miller. And Cheryl, I know you, so I've got your information. Let me write you down and we'll send it back to...
No, you can do a couple items. We've got more to sell tonight, so go ahead and do a couple in a row.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Thank you, Cheryl, and thank you everyone who placed bids on that. You're just gonna love this thing. I wish I had. Anyway, move on. Okay, let's do this because I have to talk about it now. I have to talk about everything. Wait, let me find it on my little page here. Okay.
What's your start?
30. Are you gonna put it in?
Yep.
Okay, kind of you. Don't anybody bid yet until I tell you a condition issue. Okay, so hold tight. $30. Don't bid unless you are just going to put it on a shelf. Woo! You know what that is? That's the 1939 Sunbeam T9 model T9 toaster. Now let me talk to you. Huh?
That's a beauty.
Gott und Himmel. This is wonderful. And let me give you the one little condition issue first, and then you can place your bids. But I'll tell you, I've had this toaster for 10 years at least. I rewired it with an appropriate, looks like snake. Ouch. It bit me. I rewired it with an appropriate, this is an actual appropriate cord, but it is not old. See? I've used it for 10 years, and I have loved it. What's the condition problem? It just doesn't have as much pop as you want it to. So that's because there's a spring in there. Now, if you buy this, you can use it. It's clean. There aren't roaches in it. I've used it. I've eaten toast off of it morning after morning after morning. However, when you push down, it will go tick, 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 tick. When the toast is done, and you can turn this little knob right here so you can have light or dark, it will pop up. It'll jump up, but it doesn't have as much gusto as it did when it was new. So what I'm saying is, if you put 2 pieces of heavy bread in there, the mechanism will turn itself off, and it will pop up somewhat, but the toast doesn't jump out of there like those little Pop-Tart commercials. You remember that? Or Lego My Ego, that kind of thing. This is old. It came out in 1939, and I am so sorry that I cannot remember the name of the industrial designer. Laurel Guile, he might have been it. I used to know all those designers by heart, and I can't remember. They call it the 1939 World's Fair. See this design here? You can get coffee pots. You can get, there's a whole line, yeah, like this. So it works beautifully. I've used it, but when the toast is finished, it doesn't jump out of the toaster. That's all. It's clean. You can pull the thing out on the bottom. That's it for the condition. That's it. That's all I wanted to tell you.
You don't need ostentatious toast. You can have, very inconspicuous toast. I'm done here. Come grab me.
And you know what? If you want it to jump out of there, take it to your local handyman. Every town's got some old man that sits in a basement at a table. Those old men are dying off, though. I can tell you, there aren't as many of them. The old fix-it men.
Yeah.
They're not around that much anymore. But you can find yourself one. He'll put or she will put a new spring in it, and you can have really jumping toast. Having said all of that, the chrome is beautiful. It's Art Deco. It works. It functions, and I love it. And
it's a work of art. Who put it in your living room? Don't even put it in your kitchen. It's sculpture.
I'm going to give it another second, and then we'll move on because all of this down here is excellent. As I said, there's no...
Randy's got you started at 30.
Okay, there we go. As I said, beautiful toast. Adjust it for light and dark. See that little thing right there? Open it up. Crumbs fall out. I'll even open it up right now because I know the crumbs aren't going to come out. I have a clean house. Oh, not a crummy house. If we open it up, there's the inside. And when you open this, whatever the little crumbs are, they'll come out.
Than my toaster.
10. Should we count it down? I love it. 1939 World's Fair toaster is what it's called. It was introduced in 1939. I wish I could remember the name of the industrial designer.
Terry Trahan has you up to 32.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. There's a little red light there, a glass jewel, and that red light lights up.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I should I should make toast. Trust me. Beautiful toast. And that it lights up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And I'm selling it because I have that other Leaping Gazelle Art Deco toaster. Why do I need 2 toasters? Oh, do I have to put the
And just went up. I'm watching the countdown.
Are you doing it, Patrick, or am I?
Yep. There we go. We just got the stop. I've got to refresh because my lag is really long.
Okay.
It looks like, let me refresh because I see somebody came in. No, it looks like Hello Thrifty came in late after my stop. So Terry Trahan is $42.
Terry, thank you. Hey, Terry. Terry, thank you so much for purchasing the candy jar from the earlier drop sale. I've already sent you an invoice. Boy, I'm fast. Don't pay it yet. I'll add this to it. Let me just go back and edit that invoice. I don't think you already paid it. If you do, don't worry about it. I'll look at it. But I'll add this to that invoice. And I'm adjusting your shipping because the other things that you already won, they go in those boxes. So you know me, everybody. I'm not trying to overcharge anybody any shipping. And if I do overcharge you, I'll refund it. But we'll do with that. So, Terry, are you good with that? I'll wait. Thank you. Thank you, Terry. I'm going to go and fix that invoice now and resend it while Patrick continues. But you might want to wait until this very end of the sale tonight, and I'll edit any of those invoices that I sent out within the last hour for the earlier drop sale. Terry, thank you. Hollow Thrifty, I'm sorry that you missed out. I'll try to find another one in this kind of condition.
And really quick, and Karen, thank you for your keeping the comments going. You will always see yourself faster than anybody else. If you refresh, like if you go out of it and then come back in, hello, you'll see it in the order that everybody else is seeing it. And I also saw you after the stop, and the moderator saw you after the stop. So we do apologize. Sometimes that can become frustrating. So it is always best to just get your bid in. Whatever you're willing to pay, just go ahead and put it in there, and you could chase off all the other people. Because when we get down to that last minute, everything gets time stamped the same way. And at some point, we got to follow what we're seeing.
Yeah, it did. It came. I'm sorry, Hollow. It did come after the stop. Patrick did a good. Okay, Patrick, back to you.
Okay. My next item actually will not have a start because this is going to be a relatively unique situation. I have multiples of this one item. So if there are more than one person interested, you're just going to get a fixed price. So what this is a fixed price of $15, and you get a set of vintage packaging.
Oh,
So you get 5 different pieces. Now these sell at my booth for $5 each. So I'm very much trying to get rid of some inventory to so I don't have as much stuff that I need to move and try and store in Roger's basement. So you get all 5 of these for $15. I have at least 3 sets, and I might even have more. So anybody, if there's more than one taker, so what you get, and I've sold some of these individually for $5 in the past. So this is a homogenized PET milk box, new old stock. It is shipped flat. But you can see if you pop it open, you've got the full-fledged box with the little top that glues down into that old-fashioned milk container that you'd have as a kid that you then open up. It is, I don't know if any of these are going to have dates on them. The address does not have a zip code, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything in this case because you wouldn't have been mailing it. So not 100% sure with this one, but laboratory controlled for your protection. So you get this one. You get, yeah, Tina, the Crocs are actually all going to get sold. So they're going to go to Crocker Farm, the big house out in Maryland, some point later in the year. Those are all going into storage and they will all be sold. You get a Stovine manufacturing company. This stove polishing mitten for shining your stove is basically a paper bag. So when you finish polishing a stove, you put it in, either you use this or you put it in here so you do not soil your clothing or your hands. Similarly, this is my favorite. The X-ray stove polish has the little devils, the little horned devils dancing across the top of the stove. X-ray stove polish, guaranteed to go twice as far as paste or liquid stove polishes. You also get a popcorn, Coca-Cola advertising popcorn bag for Hershey Park, Pennsylvania. So this is that little gussets on the side. It's that little glassine type bags. Oh, and then these I don't think are particularly old, maybe 80s, 90s. The little snack bags for Halloween. These are of one claim price, Jeffrey. So you get all 5 of these for $15. Anybody just wants them, you get them for $15. The first 3 people that put their names in the chat, I will guarantee you get them. If there's more than 3, which it doesn't look like there will be, I think I have actually others. So yes, Revive Sisters has it correct. It's buy it now, $15 for all. I don't see any takers. Unless I missed somebody. Oh, Lori Perry's grabbing a set. So you get all 5 for $15. We do have more than one. Okay, Jeffrey wants a set. So I could actually, and they weigh practically nothing. And since you both just bought something from me, I can basically add them into your boxes without adding any weight at all. So you basically get them shipped for free. The popcorn year, most of these are not marked. So this one is saying, let's see, what indications do I have on this? It's 10 cents for a bag of popcorn, so we know it's old.
Yeah, sure is.
That's a pretty given.
This popcorn.
Is not anytime current. It says 1.5 ounces. Ingredients are popcorn, salt, edible oil, and artificial coloring. So it does have a product listing. And then it's just made in Hershey Park, Hershey, Pennsylvania. And I'm not familiar enough with Hershey Park to know if those buildings, if there's any age to that lighthouse or that, what that would actually do. So those are the 4. But the 2 stove bags, these are turn of the century. This one's probably 19th century. This one is probably teens or 20s. So we definitely have some age. And I did see one more person come up. Glenn is grabbing a set as well. And so I know I've got at least 3, but I do think I have more. So if anybody else sees this, if they're seeing the chat later, if you want them, send me an email. I hopefully can be able to get you others. So that was that. And now the next item, I had no interest, or I had no business buying anything to sell in the sale. Oh. I was someplace. I'm like, nope, I have to buy this. So I picked this up specifically to sell to everybody. Are you available now, Scott, to put in the starts and stops?
I certainly am, and
Okay.
let me go back, and I shall put
And
it
my
in.
Glenn, my email address is right here. So while I'm still on the screen, you can see my email address.
Just tell me the price.
All right, so this is a start of $15. So this is no longer buy it now. This is actually offer up. So
Okay.
$15, you get this. Every time I see green of a certain age, a certain era, I think of Scott. So we have the cocktail fork set for the Woodpecker woodware. Beautiful box, trademark, registered patent, made in Japan, all the fun stuff. It says right at the top what it is a cocktail fork set. And when you open it up, you have a complete cocktail fork set. So I'm going to slide this out, see if I can do this without dumping it all over the place. You've got this beautiful wood-based and chrome, just like the sexiness of that curve here. And then all of the forks, this is a complete set. Everything is here.
Wow.
So you can see there's a slot for everything. They're all there. And there are all these little forks. See if I can get one out so I can put it in the stand. And they go in the hole at the top, and then they got a little place at the bottom for the little one. And you have an absolutely gorgeous hors d'oeuvre set for your bridge party, for your whatever, for your buffet. Everyone has a little cocktail fork to grab their meats, to grab their canapes, to grab their veggies. It is fantastic, and it's in great condition. Even you see the fork itself has a little angle on it, which you would expect, but just you've got a little bit of a curve there at the top of the wood. You've got a taper on the sides of the wood. It's sexy. And so when I saw it, I could not pass it up. So I see Justine's got me at the opening bid. So I'm going to go ahead and count this down so we don't spend too much time on it. But it is an absolutely complete set, and everything is in great condition. I won't say it's unused, but whoever did use it took really good care, because even the paper is not really paper. It's like a light cardboard, but it's that velveteen cover. It's not torn. So if they were using it, they were very careful sliding those in and out, because none of those have gotten torn off. So you've got all of that, and then you've got the little place for the stand in the bottom. It is beautifully made, beautifully stored, and make a great addition to anybody's buffet table. So counting it down: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, bar cart would be great. 2, 1, and stop. Yeah, Tina, tons of things that people get for wedding gifts that, you don't want to get rid of it. So it probably did get used once and then shoved in a closet somewhere, and then no one ever bothered. All right. So I think I did have somebody grab that. Justine, right?
Let's see. You did. Let me back up here. Yes, Justine Shields.
All right. Thank you so much, Justine.
Is it my turn?
Very lightweight, so it shouldn't cost much to ship.
Is it my turn, Patrick?
Yep. That was 2 items for me.
Well, I have to tell you, this is hilarious. Guess what's in here?
Oh no.
This is a $10 start. I'm going to let you look at the box and quiz. If you've been watching me for a long time, you already know that when I was in MYF, and I'm not telling you what MYF is. Yes, I will. Methodist Youth Fellowship. I was running around the basement of the church hall, fellowship hall. Some girl was chasing me, and I got stabbed by a fondue fork. I just thought I would mention that. I actually still have the scar. That was a long time ago. Anyway, I have fondue forks. Let me figure out how to show them to you. Look, they have these little, what color is it? White, black, red, green, orange, and blue. Oh, these were originally $1.99 at, wait a minute, Eckerd's? We used to have a store here called Eckerd's.
That sounds familiar.
Some people say Eckhart, but we say Eckerd's. Anyway, they're made in Japan. They're $10. This is, let's not have a reenactment of the basement of the Methodist church. I don't want to drop one. The handles are wood or wooden. The colorful thing on the end is plastic, and you know what that does. Let's just count them down. Did we have
Kathleen's
anybody?
got you started at 10.
Kathleen wants them at 10. All right. So how many are in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are in there. And by the way, the girl that was chasing me, I still know her. She lives in another state. I don't get to see her anymore. I saw her once, maybe 5 years ago. And we had great memories of being in Methodist MYF, Methodist youth. You know those Methodist youth, look out. So we'll count them down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
You remember what comes next?
2, 1, that's it. I have 2 fondue pots. Ooh, I got in trouble. What did I do? I burnt a ring in the coffee table. Remember when we had those awful coffee tables in the 70s? Why did I have that fondue? Never mind. What happened in the 70s stays there.
All right, watching your fingers, doing the weird finger dance that you just did, and stop. Looks like Kathleen Workman gets them for $10.
Kathleen, I have already sent you an invoice for the drop sale. Don't pay it yet. Let me go to it now. I'll adjust it and add this. Does that work for you? Okay. Kathleen Workman at 10. And I appreciate everybody allowing me to. I really did not mean for that drop sale to drop 20 minutes before this sale started. But sometimes things happen. So I'll add it to that invoice, Kathleen, and it's in there. You say yes? Is Kathleen okay with all of that? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Do one more item, Patrick? Me?
Yep. And I'm going to put your start in. Then I can just step away for really quick, but I'll be back.
You want me to put the start in?
No, I've got it. I'm ready to go. I'm just going to pop away the minute I do. So it's a
$35 start.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay. It's been a while since we've had a percolator, but we got another one. Beautiful. Now, you know I don't have to go through the whole thing, but I'll go through the whole thing. Yep, I clean them, I wash them, I test them, and I drink the coffee. And if my body hair doesn't fall out, that means it's okay for your house. Now, before you bid, it's not an automatic. And I have taught you, for those who don't know, I didn't know, and I learned the hard way a long time ago. When I plugged one of these in, walked away, and it would not turn itself off. I thought there was something wrong with it. Back in these days, they were not automatic. You know it's automatic if they stamp the word automatic on the bottom, Wait a minute. This one ain't. Pardon my grammar. What does that mean? It means you got to watch that right there. When it's as dark as you like it, turn it off. If you don't turn it off, there is a fuse in there. So if it overheats, it will turn itself off, but you don't want that to happen because then you have to have the fuse replaced. It is a lovely one. Look at the swags. Look at the inside. I don't buy these if they're nasty. Look at the inside of that. Look at that basket. Now, it's been used a few times. Look at the inside. You can drink out of this. I did. Now, you know what I really like about this one? Sometimes, and the opening bit, we're looking for someone to start us out at $35.
I don't see anyone yet.
This, let me pull. Most of the time, it's just a cord that looks like a snake. It's all right. You can use it. Sometimes, but not always, you get an on-off switch in line the cord. So when you want to turn it off, you know what to do. Normally to turn it off, you unplug it. This one, it can be plugged in and you can turn it off right here. So
this is asking how to clean it. What do you clean it with?
Be more specific. Do you mean how did I clean it or how will you clean it after you use it? There's a difference. How you would clean it is the same way you would clean any stainless steel percolator. It's sparkling clean now and ready to be used. But after you use it, you don't submerge it in water. No, you don't do that. You just put some water in it and you go whoosh, 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 and you dump it out. I'm not sure if that's what. Yeah.
I'm not sure if she means polishing it or she's talking about cleaning it.
Yeah, I don't really know. That, you know, you can just, that's just aluminum. That you can just clean in the sink. This is chrome, Windex and a paper towel. The inside, you will get coffee in it. You can take a paper towel or one of those spongy, oh, what do they call it? It's like a, not an SOS pad. It's like a plastic sponge. You know what I mean? And you just, you know, it's fine. So anything in here, but don't submerge this in water or you're done with it. Okay, anybody for coffee on the hottest day so far of the summer? I've chosen to bring out a percolator, but it's unbreakable, so I had to look around for unbreakable things. Any interest on the percolator? If not, we will put it away and we will bring it back in October. It's a nice one.
It's beautiful. I wish I had it for the show I was just in.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I love percolated coffee. You can go to flea markets and find these, and they're a hot mess. No interest? I'm going to put.
I don't see anybody, so we'll pass it.
Well, Evelyn Hill.
Oh, yep. Just let it go through.
All right, then we'll count it down. 10. Any question? How many cups? Well, wait a minute. Cups, 1940s cups, not 2025 cups, right? It's a big difference. At least 6 to 8 cups from the 40s. Yeah, not those big travel mugs that we have today, or those big, you know, grande latte. Not that size cup. You knew that.
The Florida Golden Girls got you up to 40.
10, 9, 8, 7. Look at that chrome. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. You'll be percolating. Remember, keep your eye on it after the coffee is as dark as you like it. Turn it off and then unplug it. It'll stay hot in here for a while. Quite a while. And the coffee percolator. I use percolators. You know the one that I use with the Art Deco with the green on the top. I use percolators all the time. I love them.
All right, so it looks like a Florida Golden Girl gets it for 40. That's a deal.
Florida Golden Girl, thank you so much. And it's back to Patrick, I think.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone who showed interest on that. I probably have 20 percolators in the basement. They're all waiting for restoration, cleaning, and all that stuff. So we'll bring some more back in October.
All right, so I mentioned I had some ephemera, and I mentioned I had some old ephemera. So this next one starts at $12.
All right, hold on. Let me get it in there. All right.
And we've got some 19th century Jersey documentations.
Oh, no.
We've got a deed from Joseph Maloney to Elizabeth Emily, 1898, Burlington County, at Mount Holly, and inside it references New Jersey. I would not know that Mount Holly was New Jersey. So inside you've got some beautiful penmanship and some beautiful, you know, this is the type of stuff that I love to frame. I have a 18th century trunk that I've just got this stuff kind of like filled inside of it. And this one is saying between Joseph Maloney of the township of Pemberton, county of Burlington, and state of New Jersey, and Catherine, his wife, and then to Elizabeth Emily of Mount Holly County and state aforesaid. Witness consideration sum of $5,000. They got the plantation situated in the township of Pemberton, in the county of Burlington in the state of New Jersey. Beginning at, and this is the fun stuff, beginning at a stone by the schoolhouse on the south side of the road leading from Mount Holly to Pemberton, corner to land late Absalom Evan, now David Yevon, and to the lands of Samuel M. Woolston, from which it runs south 60 degrees, east 9 chains to a stake, corner to Samuel Woolston's land there, south 65 degrees and 45 minutes. You know, we're talking old-fashioned organizing of where we're going to map it out. And then what this one's really nice is it's very long. Yes, it is an old deed, and it is dated 1898. So you've got all the descriptions of what is in the deed. So anybody who lives in New Jersey, you know, this would be a fantastic little like local history document. And then it's got, I think once upon a time it would have had maybe more elaborate seals on here, but it's got the signatures. You got a watermark on it, which you guys probably can't see, but it's from, let's see if I can read it here. Whiting's Linen Ledger, 1895. So that's where the paper came from. And it all folds up with its original creases. I'm not ruining it. Down to this, because then this is how it would have been stored in a little folder upright. So I have dozens of these. And so I just grabbed one that was available to see, you know, if there'd be interest in tonight. And Flower Cottage, PA, so from Pennsylvania. So plantation in New Jersey. The plantation was like the property. I don't think it was the town plantation.
Right.
The following described farm or plantation situated in the township of Pemberton. That was the reference to plantation. Interesting use. 1896, or no, what did I say? 1898, that they would be using the term plantation in New Jersey. Joseph Maloney are the names. Charles Chamber. Then you got the signatures of the clerks. So these are also great for what do I want to say? Genealogy. You know, people trace names and stuff like that because it references all those different families that were in the properties around where this was. So a lot of these I bought specifically to go onto eBay, but they're difficult to photograph and just find the time to write all this. AI is not going to write up all of the descriptions. So, hey, it looks like I had somebody bidding on it. So I'm going to go ahead and count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And you're right, Revive It Sisters. It's absolutely valid. Like, what do you do with it? I just have it in an old case. And so when people come over, they pick up and they read. Some of them are letters, some of them are deeds. It's a conversation point. And so I like them in mass because they kind of have a bigger impact. But I do have one that I was trying to get framed. It's a, what do you call it? It's a ledger from a store, but it's like 2.5 feet long. And I'm like, what ledger was this? It's, I think it actually might have been an inventory list from a will, and it just looks really cool because it's really early 19th century, so it's like super cursive handwriting, fun stuff. And Stop went to, it was the Pennsylvania Flower Cottage, PA, for $13. So thank you for picking that up. And I do recognize your name, but I can't remember. I'm sorry if you bought from me before. So if you do me a favor and just go ahead and send me an email just in case, I would appreciate that. I do apologize. So that was the deed. All right. Now the next one's a little bit fussy to show. This is also a $12 start. And we went from ephemera to metal. But we are really owning the definition of unbreakable this time because I have a set of locks and keys. So we've got, I think I've got a total of 7 of them. So it started $12 and you get all of these. So you've got this master padlock, which does have the key right on there. You get this little tiny, like kind of like a jewelry box, almost. Oops, the key fell right out. kind of like one of those smaller padlocks. It does say something on it. Gem Corbin lock. And it does have the key right in there. It does work. That's number 2. Number 3, and some of these, I bought these from a reseller. So this was a vintage cabinet lock. So they were selling this one by itself for $9.50. So you actually have the lock that would be, I could see that. It's the one you'd have that on, or no, this way. You'd have that on the outside, and then it's got the little mechanism on there so the door could open or close. So you had an old cabinet lock. That one was being sold for $9.50 all by itself. Then we've got this one. Does not have doesn't have a description on it. I'm not sure what this would be for. It looks like it would be attached, and then this must open and close. Let me check. I haven't tried this one. The string is just almost not long enough for me to be able to fit this in there. So I don't know if that's from another cabinet of some sort. So, but that pops up and down. Maybe a door of some sort. Another padlock, traditional old padlock with 2 keys. And another cabinet lock. Let's see, this was a vintage desk cabinet lock. Check out the old key on that one. That one they were selling for $8 by itself. And the last one is and I've never heard of this before. This was a key lock for a dial telephone in 1950. I don't know what would have been locked. Lights are getting a little bit too shiny. So I'm not sure what that logo is on the side, but you can see the lock there. And then I don't exactly know what we'd be locking. But according to the tag, it is a key lock for dial telephone 1950s. I've never heard of that before. So you get all 7 for one price. I don't think I saw anyone jump in on these, so I will just go ahead and pass them and jump it back to you, Scott.
Would you like to sell one more item, Patrick?
Yeah, I have to reach one more item.
Okay, take your time.
Yep,
I apologize, everyone. I'll be back. I'm here. And
Okay.
I'll put your start in, Patrick.
Okay, so we passed on the locks, and now we're going to do some more ephemera. This is a $10 start.
All
And
right.
this is just, again, I'm kind of like just grabbing boxes of stuff and merging everything together.
Did you say 10?
And $10 start.
10. All right.
There we go.
Yep.
And what this is a set of notebooks, basically, with like the little old style notebooks. So we've got Farmer's Book of the Year from Harding's Incorporated in Lowell, Indiana. You get all 3 of these for $10. It's the new era in agriculture. Sometimes these have a calendar in them. So let me see. This is copyrighted 1947. So we're in the 40s. Question mark, communistic farms. Yeah, we're 1947. We're going to be worried about communism. Gestation periods of farm animals. So you kind of like have some almanac stuff. Cost of feeding 1 sheep for 100 days. Suitable distance for planting trees and plants. So all kinds of like weights of seeds and commodities. Okay, I did not know that alfalfa seed weighs 40 pounds or 60 pounds per bushel. There's your useless fact for the day. But then on the back, it's just a notebook. So, amaze your friends. Go out to put your grocery lists into this little lined notebook and everyone will be amazed. So you get the Farmer's Book of the Year. Then you also have Pfister hybrids, 1 bushel of seed corn, Pfister hybrids from the Pfister Associated Growers. And this one is just, oh wait, no, there is something in the middle. It's primarily notebooks, but there is a little center section, farm crop planting table and weights and measurements. So there's like a little 4-page insert kind of in the middle that has stuff. But the rest of it, like even from this is the first cover, and then you got the lined paper right in there. So this is primarily sold as a notebook, but there is some information in there. And then my favorite, this one is from John Clark and Sons, Philadelphia. I didn't know that. Philadelphia, in South Penn Square, 223 Dak Street, and 1430 South Penn Square. This is like the leatherette, if not leather. This one's a little bit older. See, this one has some handwriting in it. My bright lights are so shiny, so bright. They're giving me a glare. See if I can. I thought I found a date somewhere in this one, so I'm gonna look at this really quick. There's some great handwriting, some great notes that actually some of the pages have been used. Now this one, instead of lined pages, they are the gridded pages. It looks like there's some phone numbers in here. Yeah, New York, February 4th. I think that says 1900. Maybe 190 something. Upper corner. I think it says 1900. Let's see if I can find another one that's cleaner. 1909. February 1909. I think it's a 9, not a 4. So February 28th, 1909. Keeping track of their meals. April 1909. But then, like after about 10 pages, they stopped using it. Now, my personal favorite, this one doesn't have a cover. It's just blank. And so it's like then a bunch of sections. Then they flipped it over and they were using the opposite side. So like they acted like this was the front. So like the first 10 pages of this side have been used too. So it's all the middle that's not been used. But it's just, this is cool. Again, put this on your desk and people will pick this up and go, ooh, what's this? So those are the three. I think I saw somebody come in at $10. I think Lori and Robert came in back in the day for fines. So I'll go ahead and start counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. For Scott to find the, okay, so I'll stop. So, oh, wait, so it looks like Jenny Mac tried to jump in, but I think I see it after. So if the moderators can confirm.
I've just refreshed and I see Jenny Mac just after the.
Yeah, I do too. So it looks like Lori and Robert from Back in the Day Finds are getting it for $10.
Okay.
And back to you, Scott.
All right. Let me get my layout straightened out here. I'm standing up for a reason. Well, wait a minute. Okay, my start is $30.
Okay.
Because I have a blanket, which actually is a bedspread, but could also be a blanket. Here are the measurements. Then I'll show it to you. I know I'm going to have to repeat the measurements. 89 by 65. 89 by 65. This is so classic. 1935 to 1945. It's right in that era. The color, the design, everything. It's not chenille. Let me explain it and show it to you. But again, 89 by 65.
I put it in the chat.
If you want to call it a coverlet or a blanket or a bedspread, I will tell you that with those measurements, 89 by 65, I put this on top of my double bed and it covered it from top to bottom and it hung over the sides about 4 inches. It really, if you wanted to use it on a twin, it would be a bedspread that would completely cover the twin, or it could be a blanket. Do whatever you want. I washed it. It's clean. It doesn't smell. There are no stains. I've had it for a long time. I'm going to unfold it and let you see it. It is wonderful. I was just going to say something and it left my brain. Oh, look at closely. You all can just talk about the material. I am not a material guy, even though I'm living in a material world. Let's open it up. I love the colors. Look at that design. There are so many things you could do with this, even if you don't want to use it on a bed. Now, I'll tell you this. It's not ripped. It's not stained. It doesn't smell. It's already been laundered. This looks so much like 1940s curtains. Is it perfect? No. This is old. It's wonderful. There were a couple of holes, and Granny took her thread and she kind of patched them. Here's one where Granny took some thread that was kind of this color and she kind of patched it a little bit. So there are maybe 2 holes, maybe 3 patched, and they were tiny. I shouldn't say patched. Thread was taken to gather it together. There's a couple spots where it's been picked or whatever you call it. But this is so cool. If you like this era, if you like this time period, you will love this. Now that's what it looks like this way. The reverse of it is lovely as well, and it looks like that. Now, let's not fuss over it should go that way. No, it should go that way. It can be flipped. I'll show you. And Patrick, you're a fabric guy, so jump in and correct me anytime you want. This is this side of it. It's so hard for me to get you to see it. That's what it looks like that way. That's what it looks like that way. This is what the edge looks like.
Oh, that's nicely done.
Or edge is. Let me turn it around. So that's all machine. That's some. What do you call that edge, Patrick?
Well, the shape is a scalloped edge, but it's the seaming. It's a wrapped seam, wrapped hem.
See here, this is down on this side. See what I mean? That's on that, but there aren't very. There's a couple of those in there, but not. Trust me, this is just lovely. I've used it. I'm trying to hold it up so you can see it. Are there any bids, Patrick, or should I just?
Yes.
Okay. You know, old textiles, and somebody told me a long time ago, and it was wonderful. You know, when you get textiles like this, it's not a sin to do something else with it. It's fabric.
Yeah.
Are you with me, Patrick?
Are all 4, just really quick, are all 4 edges scalloped or only the side, long side?
It's all scalloped. The part,
Okay.
the part that goes up to your head. In other words, this is the 65-inch edge scalloped.
Okay.
This is the corner. This is the 89-inch edge scalloped, like potatoes. I like both sides of it. Hold it still, Scott.
It's a really pretty design.
It's lovely, and it's so 1930s, 40s. If there are questions, Patrick, throw them at me, and I'll try my best. You won't be disappointed with it. You really won't. What I was saying about fabric was, I know some of you are going to cringe. You can cut this up and make pillows out of it. It's fabric. Think of it that way. It doesn't have to be a bedspread. You know, you're not ruining it if you decide you want to make curtains out of it.
You got a couple more bids. It looks like Sharon Elaine has you up to 35 as the top right now.
I wish I could, you know, back farther enough so you could see the whole thing.
No, you're showing it it's showing it very nicely, and they've been making coverlets like that for hundreds of years in that same way.
I think
and it's just the way it's woven. It's got one color shows the dark through, and then the light comes through the other side. That's totally is a great design.
Use it as a blanket on the back of your sofa. Who cares? It's wonderful. It kind of reminds me of the color of my curtains.
So Flora Cottage, Pennsylvania is just asking, I'm seeing it as a rose color, but can you describe the color in life?
No. The reason I can't is because we all see colors differently, and we all see colors differently through our screens.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to dismiss you. I don't have a better honest answer than that. I'm going to say rose.
Okay.
With you. Yeah, I'm with you on, it's more rose than it is salmon.
Fair enough. And I see your hat is coming across very red.
Very red. So I'll go ahead and say, yeah, it's more rosy than salmon, and more rose than pink. And then this side, you know, well, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but there it is. I love it. And I guess I'll count it down if there aren't any other questions. It's too hot to be in here doing all these acrobatics. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And while we're waiting for the countdown, I'm going to do the little Lawrence Welk dance. You know what that is, right? They didn't want Norma
I'm
Zimmer.
focused on your countdown. All right, your hand just
They didn't
went
want
up.
Norma Zimmer to lose control. So on Lawrence Welk, this is what I call the Lawrence Welk dance. That's all they did when they sang. What do you expect? Let me put my chair back.
So it looks like, I'm just scrolling back to make sure I didn't miss anybody from earlier. I'm seeing, and I'm sure the moderators will confirm, Catherine Byrne at 40.
Catherine Byrne. Do I know you, Catherine Byrne? I don't know. Catherine, if I don't, send me your information now, in the next 5, 10, 15 minutes, because I've got my email up. Catherine Byrne, I'm not sure. But it's 40? No, you do look. That does kind of look familiar. But again, Catherine, if I don't know you, send something to me. Did I do 2 items? See how my... No, I didn't.
No, I think that was your first.
Well, let's go back to Patrick.
You sure?
Let me get Catherine Byrne written down. It was 40?
Yes.
Okay, I'll find it. Catherine, thank you. Thank you, everyone who placed bids on that. And Catherine, you're just going to love that old blanket. You have bought before. Yes, you have, Catherine. Yes, you certainly have. Okay, and I've got your information. Thank you. Let's go back to Patrick. What am I doing? Oh, up here. Catherine Byrne at 40.
All right, so we're trying to go quick so we can get through stuff. We may be going long tonight, but we still want to get through as many things as we can. I have thinned out most of my textiles. I think there might be a few other things I will find as I, clean everything up. But this was one of the ones that was sitting on the top, so I grabbed it. So this is a $10 start, and this is a 36 by 36 table topper. You could use this by itself, but in my experience, these look much better if you have a colored tablecloth underneath it, and then this goes over the top of it. So you've got whatever it is. If it's a solid color, it looks really nice. And then this just pops through it. So you can keep this is really an ecru white. It's not purest white. So it's, I would say, more of a winter white. But whatever color you put in, you put spring colors underneath, this will accent it great. You put autumn colors underneath, it's going to accent it just as well. It is most likely machine made. These get hard to tell, but when you get into the corners, it seems a little bit too well done to be hand tatted. But it does have that same thing we were talking about, scalloped edge all the way across, and it is in excellent condition. Doing one quick zip through it. I don't think any of the connecting threads between the circles and the rosettes are torn. And this one I got rid of all my stained textiles in one massive lot maybe a month or 2 ago. So this one had been separated because this one, and I'm just verifying it, does not have any staining on it. And what's really nice about it, because it is a small-ish size, you can put it on a rectangular or a square table. If it's rectangular, you put it kind of on point. But it's also really nice for a side table. So even though it's a square, you could put it on a circular side table, an end table, nightstand. It's just a really nice, simple piece, very lightweight. But if you put a heavier cloth underneath it, you can get this year round going into winter. See, a couple of people priced or bid into it. So I'm going to go ahead and count it down so we don't spend too much time. It's 36 by 36, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And yes, Randy, I would recommend hand washing it. But they do sell those, what do you call them? Not garment bags, intimates bags. They're like little mesh bags with a zipper on them that's really designed for like really fragile or delicate, your delicates. You could do that. And I have done that using that. The biggest thing is you don't want this to go into your spin cycle because it would, if it gets caught, it would tear all of those threads. But if you put it in one of those, and they sell them in different sizes, if you put them in one of those little mesh bags, that's for any textiles. Use some wool light, use some draft, use some really gentle detergent, same stuff you would use for hand washing. Put it in one of those little protective mesh bags. You're golden. So I saw the stop come through. And who is the finished? Who's the?
It's a Florida Golden Girl at 15. Can the moderators double check that for us, please? I believe it's a Florida Golden Girl at 15. And it is. Thank you, Karen, for the confirmation on that.
Thank you so much. All right. And then pairing ephemera, my twofers. So here's some more ephemera. Okay. Where are my Disney lovers? This is a $20 start. This was purchased to go on eBay. I just haven't gotten it up yet. So I'm going to try and sell it here. It's a fantastic folder. Okay, no. I originally had designed, I planned on organizing a rainbow sale for Pride Month, and just, it got away with me.
Yeah, we didn't do that, Patrick.
Well, I mean, it's on me because
for
those that missed it, I ended up putting my house on the market and it sold in 2 days. I was focusing on getting my house ready to sell, and now I'm in the process of packing my house. There was too much to do. I set this aside because I was going to cheat and say it's orange. It is orange, but it's just the folder that is holding a Disney. It's got all the little individual pages, a Disney Mickey Mouse Club Magic Kit. Ooh. So somebody bought this kit. It was a mail order thing, and they kept the envelope that it came in, and then they organized it in this cool little folder, or maybe a reseller did. I don't know. It has all the instructions, the best magic trick. How do you make your Mars Snickers bars disappear? You eat them. But it has all the instructions, and it has instructions on all of the different pieces of magic trick that you could do. And this is what you're making. So it has that was where the envelope was. So you've got this little sheet, which is 3 little pigs. It's a very long strip, and you can see the little pigs turned into sausages. That'll be in your night terrors this evening. But it's a magic trick that, like it is literally some assembly required. When you follow the instructions, you also see you can recreate it here on the edge, but they'd already done that. There is a box that you make. Here it is. The 3 little pigs magic machine. So you put the piece of paper in there and it turns them from pigs into sausage. Again, slightly traumatizing. But this is, hey, Disney wasn't always great. So you then have the best part of it, the actual pieces to make all of the magic kits. So there's all the instructions for assembling tickets. You can sell tickets, and each ticket has, you've got the Pinocchio character. You got Pinocchio, Geppetto, Thumper. Let's see, Jiminy Cricket. Okay, wait a minute. I've got to check this out. All right, Pinocchio. What the heck's Thumper? Thumper wasn't in Pinocchio, was he?
No, I don't know.
Did I miss a memo? That's very odd because Pinocchio and Geppetto, obviously, I think the fish and the cat is called Figaro. I think they're from Pinocchio's too. Oh, but they have these down here too. So then there's Flower. Okay, I was just getting obsessed that they were all from Pinocchio except for Thumper. Bambi, Bongo. Who's Bongo? Lulu Bell. Okay, we're digging deep into Disney characters here. Brer Rabbit, that doesn't get advertised much. Timothy. Oh, Timothy's Dumbo. Pluto, Goofy, Hiawatha, Pablo, Brer Bear, Brer Fox, and Dumbo. And then you make Dumbo. He looks a little possessed, but whatever. And then you've got the Lady and the Tramp, wishing tray. You've got some sort of Peter Pan's magic mermaid ring. You've got Tinkerbell. You've got either Chip or Dale. And this is the Little Pig's magic machine. So all of these punch out of this, and they've never been punched out. So they, it's in basically as received condition, except that the envelope was opened. So I didn't. You get the whole set. Maybe this is an eBay item. I don't see any bids.
I'm sorry. I apologize. That stop went in too fast.
No, I'm going to pass on it anyway because there were no bids. So we're good.
Okay, sell something else, Patrick.
Okay. All right. Then okay. The next item I had to set aside. We're into some metalwork. This is jewelry. Doesn't always do well here. I don't think we always have a jewelry crowd, but again, kind of clearing out some inventory. $10 start. You get a big bunch of jewelry. It is our spring collection. We're going into summer. I'm a little late for spring, but regardless, you get the necklace. Has this lovely, it's kind of looking pink there. It's kind of peachy pink in real life. Scalp that met with.
I'm so sorry. Start.
$10 start.
Okay.
Oh, and Pongo is from 101 Dalmatians. I do not remember that. Okay. Clip earrings to match. So you get that necklace and earrings. This one's my favorite. You get this lavender set. Okay, see if we can get that to show up. These little lavender flowers with gold and rhinestone accents. And the chain has lavender and gold alternating links going back. These are all relatively short chains, around 18 inches. You've got the matching earrings as well. So you get and then you get all three of these for the $10 start. And then you also get just the simple gold tone. This is a 4-piece set of bracelet, kind of like, I don't know, maybe kind of bow tie pattern. Ribbon, the bracelet, necklace, and earrings, kind of like a fan-shaped earrings. So I could not find my, that's one of the things I was digging for when I stepped away before. I can't find my tape measure here. I would say, okay, well, we'll just make this simple. I have, and I know I have this because I just had to order my tuxedo for my wedding. I have a 15.5-inch neck. This is at the longest setting. I would say this is a 16-inch necklace. So I know that these are relatively short, and hopefully someday I can get that off. This one, same thing. I have a 15.5-inch neck. Try to put it in the last setting. So maybe a little bit longer than the other one, but very comparable. So both of these are going to be around 16 inches. The gold tone, let's not get crazy, with a $10 start, is a little bit longer. Yeah, this one's definitely 80s. Maybe a little bit longer. This might be an 18-inch. And then I've got a 7-inch wrist. And so this might be an 8-inch bracelet. And, I already look ridiculous. Let's go hog. There you go, with the earrings.
Lovely.
No screenshots, please.
Yeah, we did that
right.
to Vinny. No, screenshots are already taken.
All right, I think I saw Justine come in with a $10 bid, so we're going to count it down. Don't want to spend a lot of time on these. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. That's backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2. Sorry, didn't do the numbers. 2, 1, and 0. Yeah, flower pot is too late.
Yeah. It's okay, Patrick. D collects hilarious screenshots of me, and I do the same thing to her.
There you go. Oh, good. I got it off. All right. So I don't see the stop yet, but okay.
Okay.
Looks like Justine Shields gets the jewelry for $10. Good pickup.
Hey, folks, we've got almost 250 people, almost 240 folks here tonight on this sultry night. We are so happy that you're with us. It's 20 of 10. We're going to keep going. Just thank you, everyone, for being here. Is it thrown back to me, Patrick?
Yep.
Okay. Well, in that case, I've got one more textile for you tonight, and some of you will recognize this because you were hounding on me. Scott, iron your tablecloth. Now I don't have to. Now you can because I'm selling it. It's not a tablecloth. It's a runner, and it's lovely. It's some type of linen, I guess. I'll need your help, Patrick. It measures 14 by 17. It starts at $15. There's a tiny little water stain. I think it'll come out. Let me stand up again. If you've watched me for a while, you'll recognize this has been on my dining room table.
Okay, that's not 14 by 17. You made a mistake.
It is 43 by 17.
43 by 17. Okay. Like there is no way that's almost square.
What did I say?
You said 14 by 17. So.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Or I heard it wrong, but that's okay. I just corrected it. 43 by 17.
It's a lovely table runner, and it measures 43 by 17. I will show you the one, what I think is just like a water stain right there. That's the only stain on it. And that should come out. That's
that should come out.
I think that's the only stain. Well, I lied. There's one more little one right there.
It's hard to get those without them. Sherry got you at 15.
So anyway, I'm assuming that it's machine done. It's lovely. It's a very, it's like linen. It's kind of almost has a shine to it. Like it was, I don't know, like they put starch in it. I don't know. It's kind of shiny. It has a sheen to it. Anyway, let me back up. It really is nice. As I said, I've had it on my dining room table with console sets on it. And I'm not really using it anymore. And a lot of people asked me if I would sell it. Well, here it is. It's from that 1930s, 40s era. Machine made, probably no doubt. So there's the corner of it. Feel free, Patrick, to jump in and educate me at any time. I know very little about textiles.
The design, it's a hem stitch design, that little double row that kind of is inset, that very nicely done. Those are very easily torn. So from like really quick glance across that looks in really, really good condition.
Yeah, there are no holes other than those two little stains in it. And I'll keep bringing it. What I'm doing is I'm feeding it upward.
Perfect.
So you can see we're going to go up the whole thing. There's that stain.
That's a very nice size.
Lovely for a dining room table or a console table. And both sides are lovely. I'll count it down if there are no questions. 10. I don't think you ever put the start in.
Oh, did I not?
Well, they're bids, so I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
10. It's okay. We're up to.
No, I did. It's there.
Okay. We're up to 27. I'll count it down. 10.
Sherry's got you to 30.
And now you guys can iron it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on this lovely thing. And it is lovely. I've got to get back to the flea markets and find some more wonderful textile. What are they called? Oh, I can't say that.
All right, hands up and stop.
Hands up.
No, I was watching for the delay, so I was like, I saw your hand count down,
Oh,
start down, so I'm letting people know. All right, it looks like Christina Campbell has the winning at $50.
Christina. Campbell.
Yes.
Thank you, Christina Campbell. Thank you, everyone who placed bids on that. You're gonna iron it in memory, not in memory of me, in honor of in honor of you iron
We'll
it.
put it on your casket.
That'd be fine. I'm not gonna have a casket. When I croak, they're gonna take me to the Atlantic Ocean and throw me in. I don't think it's legal, but I don't care. Okay, I've got a wooden box for 18. I love Christina, thank you. And I shouldn't joke like that, but that's just me. I am who I am. Take me or leave me. What was I going to tell you? You know how much I love these. I have an affinity for these. I don't know why. And wait till you see the top of it. It starts at, what did I tell you?
18.
Is that what I said? That is what I said.
Yes. Do you want to change it?
No. It starts at 18. Classic 30s. Wait till you see the top. Love it. You know why? Looks like a Maxfield Parish print. Thatched cottage, English garden. Wonderful. Classic scene from the 30s. Yep. And these little boxes are adorable. A lot of times the scenes on the top, you know, it's a colonial figure, colonial people doing things out in the woods, or just some weird European landscape. But here you've got that lovely decal of a sort of an English scene. And you all know what these are. Your mother had one. Your grandmother had one. Let's open it up. Sometimes there's things on the inside. There's nothing on this one. I love that little sort of like lucite. And that appears to be, I don't see that anything's been monkeyed. There's nothing missing here. It just looks like a little piece of lucite there, something like that, as the wah, 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 wah opening. It's got 4 feet. I only have 2, which is a good thing. There's the back of it. And it's not scratched or scraped. I rarely find them when the decal on the top is so, Cedar, where the top is so nice. Don't you just want to knock on the door and ask Miss Marple for a cup of tea?
Mm-hmm.
Or some sherry? Oh, the inside. Oh. Any interest?
I'm sorry, I'm chasing something down on Instagram and I'm very, very confused. So let me bring you back up.
That's what, no, back in the days, has got it up, started us at 18. We'll count.
There you go.
I didn't give you the measurements. Nobody asked, but you know, 10 inches that way and 6 inches that way. 10, no, that decals everything. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And what I'm going to do with you? Put you right there. That was the wooden cedar box with the English country decal, country home, St. Mary Mead on the front.
Okay. Looks like back in the day fines kept it at 22.
Thank you, back in the day fines. I appreciate that. Thanks everybody who placed your bids on that. And it's time to go back to Patrick again.
Okay, there appeared to be some confusion. So I'm not sure if there was somebody asking because they wanted it. So I'm just going to say, and if we want to do this like a super, super quick rundown, Scott put it in. The locks were a $12 start. I thought I saw that go in, but maybe it didn't. Appears to be some question. So it's 7 locks for $12. I'm not going to spend any time on this. If Scott can put the $12 start, we'll officially just rerun this for $12.
Oh, did they not sell? I'm sorry if I made a mistake. We do.
No. I mean, that's okay. Karen, and I don't see your start this time either, but Karen put it in for 12.
I didn't have
good.
I haven't had a chance to put it in.
Yeah, so Karen's got it started. All fair.
Okay.
Karen's starting as $12, so it's all 7 locks. So you get the little telephone dial lock, whatever that is, the cabinet lock. All of these have keys. So I specifically only pulled the locks that I had keys. I also have some locks that don't have keys. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. And that one key comes flying out again. Another cabinet lock, another window cabinet lock, and another old-fashioned padlock. So you get all 7 for 1 money. Karen's got us at 12. I'm counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. So that was the locks. All right, so I just wanted to rerun that because I wasn't sure what exactly the problem was. So if we didn't have to start, that'll go to Karen. So excellent locks, Karen Williams, $12. All right, awesome. We've got some ephemera. So this one is, I've sold this before because this is from my personal collection. This is a $10 start. This is, I think these are my last 2 issues of the Connoisseur magazine. And so what this one is, and this is kind of just an interesting blend that just turned out to be the last 2 that I had. One of them is from 1973 and the other one is from 1939. So we've kind of got 2 ends of the spectrum of the Connoisseur magazine. So I'll start with the earlier ones because these are the ones I like the most. This is October 1939. What happened in September of 1939, Scott? Class, everyone? Germany invaded Poland.
The Germans invaded Poland.
So on the back of this is an important wartime announcement advertisement from the Messrs. Howe of Edinburgh. So this is a business letter. The entire back cover of the ad, and anyone who knows anything about advertising knows that this is the most expensive advertisement spot. And it's saying, during the last 18 months, owing to the uncertainty of the political situation and the general slackness of trade, we have restricted our advertising to a minimum and replaced articles sold only when outstanding bargains were available. And an inevitable rise in the price of first-class antique silver, as it did from 1915 to 1929. I mean, there's just fascinating captures of time here, because this literally was done as war was breaking out. You know, you've got an ad in the back for Fabergé. You know, you don't see ads for Fabergé anymore. As magazines back in 39, there's a lot of text. There's images. This is a decorative arts and antique magazine. These to me are fascinating, and these are what got me through COVID. These articles are dense. They're well researched. They're well referenced, and you get some fascinating, great images. Some of them, like this one, was designed, again, we've talked about this before, in better magazines. Artwork like that was installed was tipped into the magazine, that's what it's called, without printing on the back, so that you could take that out, frame it, put it up on your wall, and you would not have anything bleeding through the back. So that's 1939. That's one of the earliest. I do think these dated back to like the aughts or the teens. So this was around for a very long time, and it was still around into the 70s. So this is 1973. It's a little bit thicker. I think they're about the same size. Well, I think it's slightly, no, they're about the same size. Still, most of the ads, because the 70s, most of the ads are in black and white, but you do have some color imagery in here as well. And in some cases, there's stuff that we collect today that was being collected back then or being introduced as new back then, particularly the 1939 one. But I mean, who wouldn't want that table? That table is fantastic. You've got public auction selling silver. To me, I just love all this stuff. But they're from my collection. I don't need them anymore, so I'm selling them. I did see a price come in from Adam. I think he might have bought the last ones I had too. So hopefully he is a fan of these as well. So I will go ahead and count them down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. CKP came in. Watch for Scott. So hopefully Scott's still there to do. There's Scott with the stop. And looks like Adam snuck right in at the end and repicked them up for $17. All right. And then I'll do one really quick one because the locks, if you don't mind, Scott, the locks are kind of like a reissue. So then my second one is a $10 start, kind of a quirky lot. It is an in memoriam lot. So it's a $10 start. What this is from 1917. If you've not heard of this etiquette, you would have, when somebody died, the letters would be edged in black. And so this was a thank you note from the family, thanking someone for their gifts. You can see that this card was not a postcard, it was mailed, but it was edged in black to indicate mourning. And this person kind of kept this little lot together. It kept the card, it kept the in memoriam booklet. So this was the obituary of Mr. Henry Delbert Renner. And what I thought was interesting about this is there's a photo actually tipped into this. So it's not, it's 1917, so they weren't Xeroxing. So they printed the paper and then tipped individual photos into each of the memoriam. So you got the obituary on the 29th day of November, 1865. Henry Delbert Renner, son of Henry A. and Sophia, was born in Penn Township, St. Joseph County, Indiana. His entire life was spent here. He was a splendid Christian man, having united with Tamarack Methodist Episcopal Church. Funeral services were Tuesday afternoon. Was preceded in death by little daughter Hazel, who died in 1897. And this one, it does show somewhere was his death. Yeah. Born 1865, died 1917. So you get that. And then this, I don't know what this would have come off of. I don't know if it was a bookmark or what this was, but somebody had stitched this little friendship piece. It's got a little ribbon, very fragile ribbon. And like just a kind of little counted cross stitch, not particularly well done. So maybe done by a child. I don't know what this has to do with Henry or Memoriam, but it was all packaged together. A poem that was read, I'm assuming a poem that was read at his funeral. And then a very weird letter that I don't even know if it belongs here, but it came in the envelope along with everything else. And it says Sam's letter. It says Uncle Ed. I wonder who, and then it's written with stuttering, who wrote me this letter. I suppose, THUPP, the best way to find out if to open it and and then opens letter. It actually says opens letter. I have no idea what this is. And I don't know who Uncle Ed is. I don't know what this is. So I'm just including it because it came with the envelope where all this other stuff was together. It may have no association. I just thought the in memoriam and the black memoriam card were kind of cool. Again, maybe a Halloween display. I found this. I don't know how to sell this at my booth. I wouldn't even know how to begin listing it on eBay. So I decided to try and sell it here. I don't see any takers on it, so I will pass it and pass back to you, Scott.
I was standing.
Ooh, we're selling furniture.
Pardon? Selling
furniture.
Yes. I was just about to sing the letter edged in black, but thank goodness Patrick jumped in, and so we won't go there. Anyway, we'll save that for another time. But yes, a lovely stool. $30. This is a nice one, and it's old. Now, it's one of those little footstools that would go, where. It is covered in mohair. That is real mohair. Comes from a goat. You knew that. Look at the upholstery tacks. It's got cambric underneath. It is made of, hold on, probably mahogany and not walnut at this point. We weren't really using walnut. I think it's mahogany. It's hard to see because it has a really dark stain on it. And it is adorable. Just a little tiny one. Old upholstery tacks. This would date to the 20s. It reminds me of, Kittinger. But Kittinger furniture is usually signed. I don't see a signature on this, but it's the same sort of quality. I can't guarantee that that's the original upholstery, but I will tell you it is actual mohair, and it is old mohair. The measurements, 12 inches square, and I'm selling furniture. Why not? 12 inches square, and it stands 8 inches tall. A 1920s footstool upholstered in blue mohair. It's lovely. Sharoney Lane has a bit of 32, and it's Da what? What did I miss?
I'm not sure.
Did you see? While we're waiting for a second for, I was standing by my window yesterday morning.
Beiderbecke has you up
Saw
at
the postman
36.
coming up the path.
Sherry's got you back to 38.
But little, wait a minute, little, something about the sorrow didn't, when he handed me the letter edged in black, I'll count it down, 10, 9, 8, 7. If you want to hear the whole thing, Google Vernon Dalhart, the letter edged in black. And you can listen to it. It was one of those tearjerkers from the 20s. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Karen's asking if the color is blue or purple.
It is blue. It is blue, beautiful blue mohair. Ooh, I love me some mohair. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. As he handed me the letter edged in black. Come home, my boy, your dear old mother's dead. That's the kind of stuff they would sing about in the 20s. They were called the tearjerkers. They were popular. Scott, be quiet.
All right, stop went in, and it looks like Beiderbecke has you for 48.
All right, Bix. That's going to look great in your house because I know your taste. Okay, I've got, Patrick, it is a couple minutes after 10. How much more do you want to sell?
No, keep going.
You want to keep going?
Sure.
Does the crowd say we got to?
Yeah, the crowd's still going to stick around.
Okay, well, let's keep going. I don't have too much left. But
I got to pay for movers. I'm more than happy to sell.
Well, in that case, let's go to you because I've got like 2 things left.
Okay.
So how about we take it over to you? Bix, thank you for your bid on that. I appreciate it. What? Your dear old mother's dead? What? Yeah, it's Google Vernon Dalhart, the letter edged in black. You can hear the whole thing. My mother's fine.
Yes. Make that clear. All right. So this is a $20 start.
Okay.
And this was something that I originally had done a preview last month, and this was in the preview, but then we ran out of time during the sale. And I apologize again. Things just were a little crazy for me this month. I didn't even get a chance to do a preview. So all of a sudden, I almost forgot to do it today. So this is the set of old children's books. Now, I already did some 19th century children's books, but this is no offense to the other ones, this is the good stuff, because these have the illustrations. So we've got the tale of Mrs. Tittlemouse. Now this is not great. This is not great condition, admittedly. The spine of this is really rough. And so this, just like with Scott talking about the coverlet, I never like to suggest tearing things apart, but this is already falling apart. And look at the illustrations in this. Isn't that freaking adorable? You got the little Mrs. Tittlemouse being visited by the bumblebees. So this is the Tale of Mrs. Tittlemouse by Beatrix Potter. And this one, did this one have a copyright? This is 1910. And it is filled with these illustrations. So every few pages, you've got these wonderful Beatrix Potter illustrations. And again, I mentioned it with the magazine. I'm not sure they're all this way, but this one I just happened to find. You've got Mrs. Tittlemouse and a little horned beetle. There's no printing on the back. So if you did take this out, you would not have any bleed through of the ink from the back. So these would be beautifully framed. And to be perfectly honest, that's why I bought it. It's in such bad condition. Anyone who's followed me for a while, I'm really big into condition. But I figured this one's already falling apart. I will just mat these, put these on mat board. I bought the mat board and everything. I don't have time. So, these, I was really picturing taking all these out and selling them for $5 a piece. So I'm selling this entire lot. This is just the first book. All of this for $20. So you get one book falling apart. You get that. Next one, Tales for Children by Crowquill. Crowquill. Crowquil. Very cool embossed cover. Again, horrible condition. All of these were purchased specifically to cut them apart and use the artwork. This one has right on the front. It's already falling apart, so let's take it out. Check out these are hand colored. I'm not sure. This one is originally copyrighted. Let's see if there's a reprint. No. So this is colored illustrations. The whole thing's falling apart. It's hard to hold up. This by itself, I probably should be selling for $20. What does that say, class? 1864.
Oh, we know what happened then.
Yeah. So this is Patty and her pitcher. Patty was the most charming little girl in her native village, and so all the neighbors said, and what everybody said, we are bound to believe. Throughout the book are these wonderful colored illustrations from the 19th century. Some of them are integral to the story of the book, but this one, Patty and her thirsty dog, if you're a reseller, that's a $20 print all by itself. You get that matted up because everyone wants a picture of a girl and a dog. They're wonderful. The individual sheets are wonderfully, they're in great condition. There's a little bit of foxing along the edges, but that just proves its age. So you've got the Fairy of the Spring. So you get this is included. Then you also get these that were purchased to be cut apart. Indoor games for children. Each one has an illustration, and these also are copyrighted. I think these were 19th century. 1889. So we've got a merry-go-round, indoor games. Got the copyright down there at the bottom. All of these, every single page has a poem at the bottom of it and a picture to go along with it. Each one of these are $5 to $10 prints all by themselves. If I had time, I would try and make money off of them. Being realistic, I don't have the time. I was able to get them at a decent price, so I have no problem selling them, and hopefully somebody else, and maybe you'll just enjoy them yourself. I love when they just go to the right place. And then I'm just going to throw in there this random lot of, because I've kind of found these for children's as well. This is the Youth's Companion, a weekly paper. These are from 1912. There are 3 of them. Let's see. One's from 1910. One's from 1911 and one's from 1912. I will just open up the outside one, which is 1912. You get vintage advertisements. Again, this was your entertainment back then. So these articles, we're not talking about, Reader's Digest abridged. We're doing as much text as we can so that you get your money's worth when you bought this magazine. All right. It says a use companion, so you would think it would be primarily for children, but some of the ads are going to be parental focused as well. But you get a page of a song of summer, so you can play the piano. You get poems. You get beautiful illustrations. Again, you can frame those. You get an ad for the Quaker Oats Company. So you get vintage advertising. Boys page for August. Girls page for August, because everything back then had to be one or the other. We're not going to get into that conversation, but it's why I find history so fascinating. That's 1912. The cover of 1911 is He Leaped Upon the Hero Who Had Scored the Touchdown. So you get a football reference. And then on 1910, you get something on a horse. Her fear was forgotten as she clutched the drooping bridle rein. So you little girl with a dude on a horse. Family page for July. So you get all of this for one price. I see a couple people fighting for them. So I will go ahead. Yes, Heidi, all of these are for one price. So you get the Tales for Children, the Beatrix Potter. There are 2 books. I actually only showed the one. This was the indoor games I was showing. There's also this one with the blue cover, but the same thing. That one was all they're all similar style artwork. So that's the blue one. This was the red one. They're all very similar and about the same era. So again, these are 19th century, early 20th century, and mid 19th century, antebellum, right before the Civil War. Now, this issue may not have been printed before the Civil War. That's when it's copyrighted, but it's probably within 10 years of that. So we're in the middle of the 19th century. All one price. Fantastic deal, even with what it's going for right now. I'm counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Okay, watching for the lag. It looks like we had some last minute activity. Let's see who came in before the stop.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks. I didn't put the stop in until 3 seconds after I saw Patrick's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and a lot of folks came in right after. So the moral of the story is, ouch. Not ouch, but that's what I get for being down on the floor. Ugh.
So Sherry Craddock, is that who you see?
At
the 33.
Let me back up.
I just want to make sure I didn't miss somebody.
Yes.
All right.
Everyone else.
Great deal, Sherry.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you get good use for them.
Okay.
Back to you, Scott.
Okay. Let me get back here. Okay, I've got a light fixture that starts at $50. You have to rewire it. But since it's from 1920-ish, you're going to want to rewire it anyway. I don't know if we have light fixture people here, but I'm trying something new. It's heavy. Ooh. Now, this is what it looked like. You don't
Holy
get the
cats.
you don't get the light bulbs. Well, yeah. Patrick, I probably have 30 of these hanging from my basement ceiling. You do not get the light bulbs. It's classic 1920s. It starts at $50. It's heavy metal. It's got a lovely gold patina. And of course, when it's hanging from the ceiling, this is the way. Yeah, let me turn it this way. That's what you see, when you're on the floor. If you'll look closely, you will see that the way this was designed was to see naked light bulbs. Remember, some fixtures in those days, that's the way they were manufactured. No shades, decorative light bulbs, and they were normally flames like that.
Well, the older the fixture, the dimmer the bulbs. You couldn't have a shade. You wouldn't
Yeah,
have any light come through it.
yeah. So that's what, again, you don't get the light bulbs. What is wonderful is 9 times out of 10 when people take these down, this lovely cap that goes up to the ceiling is missing. You've got it. Same paint, same patina on it. You rewire it, you install it. You can, of course, add lengths of chain to it so that it can hang as low as you want.
There is a question on weight. How much does it weigh?
I don't know, but it's heavy.
So you seem to be working on it. Work and hold it.
It's heavy, but I mean, any ceiling that has an iron, the boxes they put in ceilings now are plastic. If you've got an old house, you're fine. If you've got a new house and you want to put this in there, you need to have an electrician install it. And if you're going to have a plastic box up in there, it's got, you got to have somebody that knows what they're doing. But anyway, that's the best I can answer you. And as you can see, right there, look, there's some gold missing on the side. Touch it up or leave it alone. This is
I don't notice.
about 100 years old. This is sort of circa 1925. And you can use whatever kind of light bulbs that you want. It is heavy. And it's very attractive, I think. Patrick, I'll ship it in a big box. I don't know if we have any bids or not because I really don't know if we have any light fixture. I know Halloween Jenny wants these light bulbs. I'm saving light bulbs for him if he's still here. I don't see any bids, so I don't know that there's any.
Unfortunately, no, I don't see any either.
That's quite all right. This is the kind of thing that I'll take to a flea market or put on eBay. And I'm not saying that. I wanted to bring it here first. You never know with something like this if you have a light fixture person or not. But there it is. And we'll give it another second. Any other questions about it?
Nope.
Okay, then I'm gonna I'll put it down. We can throw in a, where am I gonna put it? I guess I'll put it on. I'll try.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah, I don't want to mess up the light bulbs. Okay, I'll put that down. And you can throw in a hard stop.
I just put in a pass.
Okay, that's fine. Now I've got, let's do these. 4 magazines. Oh, golly. 20 bucks, which is $5 per magazine. Good luck finding them that cheap in an antique store. They're wonderful, and I will tell you right now that they're all the Saturday Evening Post. I'm not going to go through them. You know what's in them. This is October 18th, 1930. November 29th, 1930. They have their covers and their backs.
AP's got you started at 20.
October 27th, 1934. March 10th, 1934. So 2 from the autumn season of 1930. November and October. And 2 from March and October of 1934. The condition, they're old magazines. Do they smell? No. I don't smell anything. They don't have silverfish in them. They don't have mold on them. They have their fronts and their backs. I want that bathroom, Patrick, and I'm right now. I want that bathroom right now. Gosh, let's just look at the backs. Look at that cake.
Oh, wow.
These are the backs of them. You don't want to see me go through these. Oh, cartoons. I love it. Jimmy has a lucky dream. Okay, Jimmy. What are you dreaming about? He's dreaming about Pillsbury pancake flour. That's not what I was dreaming about when I was 13, but anyway.
Glenn is asking if there's any Halloween stuff in the October issue.
I didn't look in them. I'm so sorry. I can look in it now. I think we have. That's the back of the other one. You know, I'll give you a hunch. Probably very, very little. Remember, but I'll look. When you go back to like this era, even Christmas, any holiday, you get very little. People didn't do a big deal. You know, now when it's the holidays, gosh, the whole magazine. So if there is anything in it Halloween, it would be just peripheral. And there are so many pages in this. I really didn't look at it first. So look at the. Oh, I love it when they do that silvery. I said I wasn't going to go through them, but here I am, just a little bit. I'm not trying to dismiss your question, honestly, but I wouldn't, if you're thinking there's like really good Halloween stuff in here, you would probably be disappointed. My experience with magazines from this era, when it comes to that kind of thing, and I'm flipping through it quickly, I really don't see anything, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, there might be a pumpkin pie recipe somewhere. I don't see anything. Radio advertisements. Okay, let's count them down. Good question. You know, it's funny because like today, Christmas music starts Labor Day weekend. When you listen to the old radio shows from the 30s, even radio shows that came on the air like 2 or 3 days before Christmas, there might be one Christmas song. The rest of it is all what was ever, on the hit parade. People didn't go overboard back then with the holiday stuff like we do today. And you guys probably already know that. But we'll count them down. Ooh, is there a bid?
Yes.
10?
Yes, KP's got you for 20.
9, 8, 20. That's a deal.
Absolutely.
For that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I love the cover on that one, don't you?
Absolutely.
Whew. That's going to do it for me, Patrick. The rest of the night is yours.
Okay, everybody watching your fingers count down, and we got to stop.
All right.
Okay. It looks like KP picks them up for $25.
$25K. P. The magazines, the 4 magazines, $25 to KP. The only thing I have that did not sell is that light fixture. And if anybody wants to talk to me about that, feel free. Shoot me an email if you have second thoughts or you want some more information on it. And KP, thank you. Thank you, everyone. We're not finished yet. Let's go back to Patrick. I will put whatever you start is, Patrick. I'm ready to go.
Okay, just like you weren't sure we had lights people, I'm not sure we've got Tobacciana people.
Okay.
But we're going to start this off at a $10 start.
Okay.
And if you followed me in the past, you know what these are because I've done deep dives on them. I've shown them. I have some of my own. These are cigarette cards, and this is a full set. So these are from 1939. These are from the PJ Carroll and Company. These are British. You get a full set of birds. So you've got 25. It's a $10 start. You get the full set. And so just really quickly showing them, the illustrations are similar. So this is the Gold Crest Wren. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can just kind of see what they look like. The Black Cap.
Well, you've got the floor, so help you take your time.
The Jay. So that's what they kind of all look like. I see Poodle is starting us off at 10. So if I can get the glare off these. And you just kind of see what they are. So what these were, for those who don't know, you can tell kind of by the size of them. They would have been inserted into packets of cigarettes before the cigarettes started getting the hard sides of them. So like the cellophane style, these would literally be inserted into them, and it would help keep the sides rigid. And the idea would be you would collect them. So in many cases, they tended to be images that were attractive to, not to be misogynistic, but to females, because it was discovered that most of the time it was the women who were buying the cigarettes for their husbands or their boyfriends. So a lot of the times they were rather feminine designed collections. So this is birds, and on the back of them, you get information. So this is the magpie. So this handsome bird is unfortunately very destructive to the eggs and young of smaller birds, and therefore figures on the gamekeeper's list for destruction. Okay, well, that got dark fast. But you got these little pieces of information, and the idea was, just like any collector's thing now, you'd have to keep buying packs of cigarettes to try and get all 25. So you get all 25 right here. I see Poodle has the opening bid on this. If I don't think I saw another one, so I'm just going to count them down. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. So that is the full set of, and I'm going to be getting rid of my Tobacciana collection. So I've got tons of tobacco tags that I don't know what to do with. I have some in my booth, and they're just not selling because I don't think people know what they are. So I think we're going to have to do some signage or something, letting people know what tobacco tags are. And I've got tons of cigarette cards that are actually, I paid some good bucks for them, and I'm not sure the best place to sell them yet. So it looks like Jenny Mack is picking up the cards for 13. So finally I get to ship Jenny something that won't break. The last box, I was paranoid that it was all of those flower frogs we sold. She had a very large shipment, and I'm assuming since I didn't hear from you, Jenny, they all showed up in one piece. So glad to hear it. So the next, I've got 2 more items I'll do really fast because I have a small lot of things. This is another $10 start, and it is a set of, this is also from my personal collection. I'm getting rid of my globe collection, which ironically, I got rid of my globe collection when I got divorced, and I built it up again, and now I'm getting rid of it again. So this was all up on a shelf in my master bedroom. You've got a pencil cup with a cork base with an old style map on it. This is probably 60s, 70s, 80s. I mean, there's not like super age to this, but there's a little bit of age. So you just got some great graphics on that. You've got, this is again, probably from like the 70s, 80s. I remember these growing up. It is, wait, where'd it go? It is a pencil sharpener. And so they make these in all different kinds of shapes and designs. And so this happens to be the globe, and the globe actually spins. So you've got a little table standing pencil sharpener. And it fits right in the other one. That's just a little bonus for me. I did a deep dive on drink sticks, stir sticks with Kitschy and Bitchy a few years ago. That's on my website, or on my YouTube channel. This one was part of my globe collection because, if we can get it to focus, the end of the stir stick is a globe. So this was the World Airways stick. Might be a cocktail stick because there's more of a point to it. So you get that. And the fourth item, I think it's a pencil box, but I wouldn't even swear to it because they'd have to be pretty skinny pencils. It is, I bought it for the outside of it. It is a map of the world that automatically selects the capitals to match their countries. So you put the country that you want to know. So your country and continent, Paraguay, South America. And automatically you know that the capital is Asuncion. You can switch to something else. Spain is in Europe. And the dial automatically spun with it. And you can see that the capital is Madrid. So probably for kids, I'm assuming, it just says on the back, sterling It was copyrighted in 1960 from Sterling Plastics Company, made in the USA. There's the remnants of an old price tag on it. It was once 97 cents from whoever sold it. And Jenny Mac has map stuff all over the floor. And then on the inside is, some paperwork that actually supports the same thing. So you don't have to sit there and spin the dial to figure out all the answers. There's a little cheat sheet for it. The following smaller country. Oh, this is the smaller countries are not identified on the dials. For convenience in locating them, note continent and see letter indicating country on map of cover. So that is all data is as of 1961 is what the little insert says. So you get this, you get the pencil cup, you get the pencil sharpener, and you get the cocktail drink stir stick. And I think I saw somebody bid on it, so I'm going to go ahead and count it down.
Yes.
So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop.
Okay, hold on for a second. It says Scott C gift alert from for Poodle from Jenny cards. I didn't sell any cards, so are you talking about cards that Patrick sold? I guess.
Oh, yes, that was for me. That was the cigarette cards.
Okay, it looks like it is a
gift for Poodle.
It's what it appears to be.
Okay. Thanks, Jenny. I will bill you, and I will ship them to Poodle.
And the okay. Thank you. Thanks, Karen.
And then, so the map lot or the globe lot went to Jenny also, right? For $10.
Yes, that's the very last item you sold.
Yeah.
Back up.
I think that was the only bid.
I think so. Yeah, looks like it.
Okay. Well, at least I'm getting rid of stuff. And then the last thing I was going to show was one last set of ephemera, old magazines again. So for the magazine lovers, I found two that I always like to do things in lots and get rid of more. So the first one is from 1901.
What's your start, Patrick?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is a start of 15.
Okay.
So you get the Circling the Eiffel Tower. Just that cover alone, I think, is super fantastic. November 1901.
That's
John
awesome.
Wanamaker publisher. It is called Everybody's Magazine. Check out the ad on the back. Colgate and Company. Paris 1900 grand prize. So you've got, the era you're screaming just from that one. So I'll open that really quick. But then I'm pairing it with, so this is Everybody's Magazine. It's kind of a technical science magazine. And I'm mixing it with, unfortunately, the cover of this is gone. So that's why I wanted to pair it with something. But you can see the name of the magazine is Science and Invention. And it's from June of 1931. So we're in the Depression and we're talking about invention. And we're seeing World Super Amusement Center, Radio City Music Hall, the architecture and things of that. A big pay job for you in the biggest money-making game on earth, electricity. Who sees ads for getting jobs in electricity? So it's 1931. Lifetime employment service to all graduates. I will train you at home to fill a big pay radio job. So there's all these things about, getting patents. Inventors write for these free books. Harnessing the tides. Taking 40,500 photographs per second. Dethroning the Ice King. So just some fascinating articles, some fascinating ads. Kind of almost like get rich quick stuff. But it was 1931. So there were probably people who weren't trying to get rich. They were just trying to get money. So you've got, this is the June 1931, but the money is in this one. So again, we're in November of 1901. Look how thick this is. And again, in 1901, you're paying for entertainment. You are paying for articles. So you get heavy text. You're going to read. You're going to stop to read, but you also get some fantastic ads. I don't know what Lazar is, but I will buy it just because of him. So It's looks like the critics of Public Life have given their unreserved approval in Mary Hartwood Catherine's new book, Lazar. Oh, they're advertising a book. You don't see that all that often. Achieve, study law at home. Kipling, they're selling books. Like, this is a literary, scientific education magazine. Engineering taught by specialists. Like this ad, the Century Dictionary Encyclopedia, not encyclopedia, cyclopedia and atlas from John Wanamaker. You got a 2-page spread because he printed the magazine. Reclaiming of steel scrap. So you got articles on Jupiter steel castings. So the articles include the airship Santos Dumont V circling the Eiffel Tower, the extraordinary story of the Utica mine. How John Selkirk sold the richest mine in California for $50. In Oklahoma, illustrated by John Preston, What is Life? The Making of a Country Home. Are the rich responsible for New York's vice and crime? Ooh, current events. What the Basket Means to the Indian. Dogs of War. Daniel and Dunk. A Matter of Business. A Dutiful Daughter. So you get stories. You've got ads. You've got education. You've got illustrations of the artwork of the Native Americans. I love these types of magazines. And then when you get into the back, I just love the ads. Stuff that we don't even have anymore, or things that we collect. I have a table that kind of looks like that. I've seen Scott sell those the witch's hat, gramophone.
Yeah, the
horns.
Right.
So a little bit of everything. So that is the 2. I think I saw a bid come in from, I think it was KP. So I'll go ahead and count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And I appreciate you letting me do a couple extra items there, Scott.
Absolutely. And there's your stuff. I think Heidi might have come in and gotten it. Let's refresh it and give us a moment. And it looks like if there was no bid higher than Heidi Esterholm, let me back up. Then she came in at 16. What was your first? Yes, Heidi got it at 16.
Awesome. Thank you, Heidi. Those are yours.
Anything else, Patrick?
Nope, I'll stop with that.
Okay, let's bring us back. There we are. Patrick, congratulations on the sale of your house. Congratulations on your upcoming wedding.
Thank you.
And everyone, thank you so much for being here tonight. We go fast and furious. And
yeah, we covered a lot. I've got a couple of pages of sales now. Like this was a good busy night. We went through a lot.
And we appreciate it so much.
Yeah, we all appreciate you being here and appreciate you guys just hanging out in the chat too, answering questions, saying hi to everybody. I'm glad it's social for everybody. And appreciate you guys giving us your Monday night.
Thank you to all of our moderators who do that for free, who do that. What can we say? Because we can't do it ourselves. It's a group effort. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, Patrick, shall we say goodnight?
We shall say goodnight.
We shall.
Late for you. Your bedtime is anon, so.
I'm going to take that oscillating fan that you can't see and take it from the top of the Victrola and put it on the top of my dresser, and I'm going to bed.
Perfect. But I'm sure you're still going to get your invoices out before I do.
I'm working on them right now.
You are a machine. So again, I don't have all my shipping stuff here. Most of it will just go in envelopes. So I should be able to wing it. But I will try and get invoices out by Wednesday night.
Oh, one thing I forgot. I've had several sales in the last. I am delaying shipping until 2 or 3 days after this heat wave. I don't want glass sitting in UPS trucks that might reach 120 degrees. So hang in there, everybody. I promise you, it's coming in the mail. I may not get things in the mail until Saturday. It's supposed to cool off on Friday. That'll make it a whole lot easier and safer, I think, for shipping. If that's okay with everyone, I certainly appreciate that. Good night.
Night, everybody.